The butter with the garlic. I have a brush here. It's like a rubber brush. We're just going to take this, dip it in the melted butter, spread it on the croissant like so. Trying to waste it all over the counter like I did. So we're going to take this, spread it on there like so. It's going to give it a more of an Italian taste. So once we get that on there, we can go ahead. We already got the oven at 350 because of the chicken. So we can go ahead and take the croissants and move them into the oven. Let me find me a pan. We'll pop that in the oven. Now that we got our bread going, I'm going to check back on my mushrooms. They look like they've drawn up quite a bit. I had a full pan of mushrooms earlier, and they have drawn up quite a bit. But now they're full of flavor and ready to go. So I'll just go ahead and actually turn that off. So we got the mushrooms off. Our sauce, like I said, I had it simmering on low. As you can see, it's not just milk anymore. It's got a lot of seasoning in there. We have some flour here. What I do is sprinkle a little bit of flour in there. You can sift the flour in if you like. I don't sift it in, but it's going to do the same thing. But you just want to use a little flour to thicken it up. Some people want it thinner. I like mine thicker, so we'll just put a little bit of flour in there. It's to your discretion on how much you use. So we'll just stir that in. And like I said again, let it just continue to simmer. You know, that sauce will be ready by the time everything else gets ready. Since we got the sauce going, we got our mushrooms done, our chicken's in the oven, our bread is in the oven. We'll go ahead and drop our pasta in. This is penne pasta. You can use any pasta you want. I've got about, let's see, about 4 cups here, which you could say a cup per person. If you're hungry, 2 cups per person. So this could either feed 4 people, 2 people, or if it's me, it could just feed me. So we're going to go ahead and drop that in. I got boiling water back here. We'll go ahead and drop that in. Pasta's going to take to get to al dente, which is just the perfect softness, probably 8 to 10 times. And I'm going to go over here to the oven and check my chicken. Now what you want to do with your chicken is you want to temp it out, get it to at least 165. You got a thermometer here. You want to have, if you're going to cook, you need to have one of these. We're going to set that in the chicken like so. And what I'll do is pull it out so we can see it a little better. And this chicken's got some great color on it as well. It didn't look, it's not going to have that nasty pink raw color like it had before. So we got it. Chicken's going to draw up when you cook it too. And it looks like we do have it about 130, so we're going to leave it there for a little bit longer, which is fine because it's going to come out at the right time. Okay, now what I did was my noodles got ready, al dente, where you needed to be. It took about 8 to 10 minutes. So I poured the noodles into my strainer, got those all strained out, put my noodles in a large bowl to mix. And the reason why I put them in a large bowl is because when we get our sauce ready, we're just going to ladle some sauce into that. But before I do that, we're going to double check that chicken because it wasn't ready. But I got a feeling it's going to be ready now. It's hot in that oven. You know what they say? If you can't stand the heat, you know what they say. It's ready. That chicken is ready to go. And you want to get it, like I said, to 160, 165. We're just going to cut the oven off. 160 to 165. You don't want it to be dry at all. Nobody likes to eat dry chicken, so we'll put that back up. So we're going to start getting our plating ready. My sauce is where I want it to be at. Again, it wasn't too thin, wasn't too thick. If it ever is too thin, you can add flour. Cornstarch also thickens things up. If it's too thick, you can add regular milk. I wouldn't add heavy cream again. The reason being is because heavy cream is already pretty thick. But you can add a little milk to thin it out. And what we'll do is, to get things going, we got our noodles here, remember that, in a large bowl. And we just want to take some sauce with a ladle, or whatever you want to do. You can pour it in there if you want to. Just ladle some onto your noodles like so. We'll do 3 ladles and see how that is. And then we just want to kind of whip it around. Get that whipped in there, see all that heat coming off. Now what I didn't necessarily say this is one of the ingredients, but what I like to do is I like the briny, salty taste of olive, and I just like the way olives taste. It'll give your dish a little bit more color as well. So I got some olives in the fridge. They're already sliced. I wouldn't worry about buying whole olives and slicing them. That's just tedious. So we'll drop a couple olives in there as well. And if you like olives, you'll like them in this Alfredo. But if you don't like olives, don't put them in there. So we'll stir that around as well, get the olives going in there. And I mentioned steamed broccoli. I like to put, certain vegetables in there as well because this is going to be one complete meal in itself. I already got some broccoli that I steamed. I've seen people put peas in Alfredo. You could do peas. I've seen people put peppers. You could do peppers. So it's really up to you. The options are endless. you know, because that sauce is going to take over and give it a lot of flavor. So we'll put a little bit of broccoli in there as well. You don't want to overdo it because your main thing is the chicken and the noodles. So now that we got that going, we'll give that a good stir. And just so they won't be, just so you don't have to worry about it being, you know, dry at all, we'll take a little bit more, just another ladle of sauce, and stir that around as well. So we got that looking pretty good. So once we got that done, don't forget about your mushrooms. We'll put those on when we put the chicken on. So what we'll do is we'll move this over here to our plates. About 2 scoops. So you could say that since I used a whole box of noodles, you probably, unless people are really, really hungry, you probably could feed 3 or 4 people easily. We'll take our chicken out, because like I said, it's done now. And we still got our bread working, so we'll move our chicken back over to the cutting board here, and I'll show you how a good way to slice it. I've already cleaned my knives off, and what I'll do is just take the chicken, slice straight through it, thin slices, so you can have a good presentation on the plate. So we'll move the chicken here, and what I like to do with my chicken is just fan it out. And granted, you don't have to do it exactly this way, but you got your noodles on the plate, just fan the chicken out like so. Same thing with this one. Get your chicken, fan that out. That piece didn't get cut good. We'll just fan that out. And then, don't forget about our mushrooms. Just take some mushrooms, put them up top. I know I got someone eating today that doesn't eat mushrooms, so we're not going to put mushrooms on all of it. We'll also pull our bread out of the oven. As you can see, the seasoning is on the bread already, so it's going to look great. Set that at the top of the plate. So we got 2 identical plates of food. We just got to finish it with a good garnish. With Italian dishes like this, you can parsley is always going to be a good garnish. We'll also finish it with some Parmesan cheese. I got a little bit of cheese left over here, so we'll just drop some of that on there. A little bit of Parmesan cheese, make it look a little better. So, and then we'll just chop the parsley up. Parsley, you just want to kind of mince it up. It doesn't have to be anything special. So we'll just, you don't have to do it my way. But I am using 2 knives, 1 hand. When you get it all back together, stop chopping, or you'll have fingers as a garnish. That's not a good look. So we got some fine parsley here. Some of that there. And there you have it. We have our chicken pasta Alfredo with our made from scratch Alfredo sauce. We backed our chicken off. We got steamed broccoli and mushrooms involved. Now it's time for me to get my grub on. And what do we have here? Knife, fork. It's time to eat. Let's do it. Now, I'm gonna taste this and I'm gonna show my real reaction. I'm not gonna play and act like it's good when it's not. It's gonna be the bomb. I'm not even worried about it. Creamy. Hey, that just made my socks roll down. That is good. Okay? Well, I'm going to go ahead and finish this off and let y'all get on back to y'all's regular lives. I really appreciate you watching now. Giving me my time to shine. I hope this was actually helpful. And I hope that you use this recipe if you have any questions. Facebook me, Brandon Claybrooks. Email me, bclaybrooks@gmail.com. Just let me know what you want to see. I'll be more than happy to fix it for you. And this was No Sweat Gourmet Meals.